Hi, it's Katie from Mode Beauty Therapy, here to discuss some pre and post care for microblading. All this information will be listed on my website, which is mode.skincaretherapy.net. You can also get on my Facebook page and Instagram, which are at Mode Beauty Therapy OH. Hi-ho. And you can find all the information there. So I'm gonna read from my cheat sheet so I don't miss anything. Again, it's all listed there so you can print it out if you need the information in front of you. But I thought I'd make a video because some people do better hearing things than reading things, because I'm like that, so I assume others are too. So as far as pre-care for microblading, here's a list of things that you want to do or not do before coming in for your service. So do not pick, tweeze, wax, or perform electrolysis 1 week before the procedure. Technically, you can get waxed about 3 days prior, but when you come in, we're gonna, use a little hair razor and we'll tweeze, so your brows will be perfect when you leave. So don't worry about that. Do not tan 2 weeks prior to microblading, and don't come in with a sunburned face. Someone tried to do it on me before and they were peeling, and it's just your skin is gonna be really sensitive, so let's just avoid that at all costs. Do not have a facial or skin peel 2 weeks prior to microblading. Discontinue vitamin A and retinol products 1 month prior to treatment. Do not work out the day of the procedure. Sad face. Darn. Because we just want to avoid sweat. If you're gonna have Botox, I would do it after your microblading, and I would wait a good month. Or if you're a person who typically just gets Botox on a regular basis, which you're lucky if you do, but just wait 3 weeks from your prior procedure until you're microblading, just because it'll change things and we don't want to give you some funky brows. Do not take fish oil or vitamin E 1 week prior. They're natural blood thinners. Do not tint your eyebrows 3 days before the procedure. So the day of the procedure, there's just a few things I need you to do and not do. Sadly, don't drink alcohol the night before or the morning of that you have your scheduled appointment, and don't drink coffee the day before. You can have coffee, after you leave if you want to, but you want to make sure you avoid that. When you come in with clean hair, because you're going to want to avoid water for the first couple days. So if you have clean hair, then you'll be good to go. And also come in with your brows pre-drawn the way that you typically wear them on a daily basis. If you don't normally wear makeup on your brows, then don't worry about it. I just like to see how you typically wear them, what you're used to seeing, so I can better, find the perfect shape for you. So after the procedure, use a fresh pillowcase. If you have a silk pillowcase, that's great too. Don't go buy one if you don't have to, but if you have one, use that. It just helps everything glide over the pillowcase a little easier, and if you have scabbing, it won't get stuck on the cotton. That just sounds terrible. Make sure your hands are always clean when you're touching your brows, especially the first 7 days, because it's essentially an open wound. Let any scabbing or dry skin naturally exfoliate away. We try and avoid scabs if we can, but we can't always avoid them. So just let them scab and fall off on their own. If you pick, and I see this a lot, if you're a picker, you will pull out the pigment. So don't do it. It'll fall off in a couple days, just trust me. No facials, chemical treatments, or microdermabrasion for 4 weeks after receiving microblading. Avoid hot, sweaty exercise for 1 week. My avid, exercisers, I know they have a hard time with it. If you work out, I would wear a headband just to avoid the heavy sweating dripping in your brows if you have to. But again, it's an excuse not to work out, and I like those. Avoid direct sun exposure for 4 weeks after the procedure. Obviously, if you have to run errands and, work in your garden a little bit, you're fine. But you just want to avoid vacations, those kind of things. If you're going somewhere warm and tropical, I would wait and do your microblading after your vacation. Avoid swimming, lakes, and hot tubs for the first 10 days. Again, just avoiding any kind of bacteria infections. Avoid any topical makeup, sunscreen, lotions, anything in the brow area the whole healing time, so really the first 30 days. Foundations are fine. I would just kind of tap around here and blend it in. You don't want anything directly on the brows except for whatever aftercare that we talk about. Do not pick or scratch the treated area for the first 3 days after your microblading procedure. It'll feel just like a minor sunburn. It's not bad at all, but you know, you touch it once and you'll learn not to do it again until it's healed. Also, for Precare, as far as showering goes, try and limit your showers to about 5 minutes, and do your shampooing of the hair last, so that way the water isn't hitting directly on your face, and if it does, you're gonna immediately get out and wipe it dry anyway. We really wanna keep the brows as dry as we can for the healing process. An important note about showering after receiving the microblading procedure is just try and limit your showers to about 5 minutes. Save shampooing your hair for the very end. You just really want to keep the that tattooed area nice and dry as you can. Some people will take baths to avoid it. You don't have to, but you know, even if you just want to, you know, just anything you can do to keep the water off of your brows. So if you have any questions on this topic, please feel free to shoot me a message, Facebook, Instagram, email, text me, whatever you have, I'm here to help. Have a good day.